All right. Good evening. Good evening, guys. I'm not exactly new to fly tying, and my experience has been using this Impequa kit that I got from my dad after he never used it after I gave it to him for a Christmas present. Anyway, what I'm going to tie tonight is called a yellow. It's actually not yellow. It's because the only bucktail I actually have is the Impequa bucktail, natural bucktail. But this is supposed to be a variant off of the, say, it's a streamer from Kelly Galloup. No, not Kelly. Yeah, I think it was Kelly. Yeah, it's Kelly Galloup's pattern. And one of the things about this is that it being a streamer fly, is that he had these special hooks. He's got a video about this, and I bent this hook. This is a Aberdeen, Eagle Claw Aberdeen, size number 6, used for light. It's a light wire panfish hook, and so I don't have all the fancy hooks and things like that. But I prepared the hook, and I'm ready to go ahead and do the bucktail. And hopefully there's enough of the. You can use whatever color wire thread you like. I'm trying to use this chenille. Not this. This is a standard from the craft store, just chartreuse, and I took some off and put it on my bobbin to work with it. Now I'm taking the threads here from the bucktail. I want to take that and measure about how much I'm going to need here. You're not going to, you can use as little or as much as, according to this pattern. This is supposed to be a stacked pattern on here. I got to find my, excuse me, where is my hair stacker? My hair stacker seems to be missing. Okay, well, we'll wing it without the hair stacker. Here, check my setup here. Okay. The light that I have in magnifying glass that I'm using is a OT light that I bought today in order to facilitate some of that. I'm going to put this other that I just put down there. I'm going to put this a little bit, get these loose hairs out of the way. We're going to start by snipping that at an angle, just like Kelly shows on his videos. I'm watching a lot of the Kelly Galloup videos, and trying to figure out what patterns are going to work for me here in Oklahoma, as we are, the majority of people here in Oklahoma are bass and crappie fishermen and cat fishermen. I have not caught my limit ever of trout, but I want to. Typically, you can have about 3, or get that pulled that tight. Okay. Snip some of that off. I do not have a rotary vise at this time, but it seems that this little light with the magnifier is working okay. But actually, I need something a little bigger and out of the way, but I'm not set up for that yet. Okay, now take that, roll that up. Now, I'm going to turn that light off, and I'm going to just use the natural light, get that out of my way, so I can work a little faster here. Next, take another clump of your deer hair, your chartreuse, or whatever color you're using. I would love to have some chartreuse, but I don't. I like to keep up with the actual patterns that are going to be more useful for me here in Oklahoma. But because I do, we fish lakes, and because we fish creeks and streams, we can use several different types of patterns that are available to us, and we can use most anything. Pull that back. That's not going where I want it. It's supposed to go under. Second stack goes underneath. And then come down the hook. Snip off a little bit of the hairs. Close to the hook. And then come down this. You can see how that's going to stack up, hiding that that Aberdeen hook. It was Kelly Galloup, or that I was watching, and he suggested using these Aberdeen hooks during one of his videos. Don't remember which one, but it was quite an interesting thing that he would suggest that. These pretty much are just straight hooks, long shank, as you know, and we have I have to work quickly here because I got my camera running. All right, now running this way, like this, down the shank, back up, down the shank a bit, and it's gonna flare out some. I'm not the best fly tyer, but I am learning. I am trying to make this happen. Because one reason why I'm getting into this fly tying again is because my son, who has a learning disability, loves to fish. He loved to go fish with his grandfather, and my dad passed away in 2006, and he was pretty much devastated after that. And so he has some anxiety issues, as you can imagine, having lost someone very close to him. And then we encourage him to try different things, of course, that he's using, and he's learning how to play guitar, which he loves, and he has a very good guitar teacher who's very patient with him. And I just, I took him out fishing. He was so stressed out I took him fishing, and we just sat down in some camp chairs on the shore of the lake and just went ahead and started fishing together. And he just finally just relaxed enough. Now I need to turn this over. So I got to loosen this vise. This is not a rotary vise in any way. It's a beginner's vise. And I'm going to have to take that out of there. Put that back in. And there. Got that. Now, I'm going to trim this again so I can get the right action going. One thing is just that I love just being on the water. It's like today, I was just doing some yard work out in the backyard of my mother's house, and I took a short break, and I mean the blue jays themselves were just flying all over the place and chattering and everything. But you know what? I just sat back and I listened to them and just took a minute and just stop and listen. And now I'm building up the head of this. Okay. I'll build up the head of the fly. Come up here to the front. Come back again. Build that up. And we're going to snip a little of this off. Those longer hairs are going all over the place. Now, I have some of these feathers that I bought. These are, I think these are guinea feathers, and they've been dyed. But I like this. I like the pattern on these that they come with. They've got some very nice colors that they've been dyed, and it came in a package from Hobby Lobby of all places for fancy feathers, and of all places to find that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to pull these feathers back. I'm taking this, pulling those feathers back. Oh, I broke it. A little too much pressure. Okay. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put this on the side. Pinch that and hold it down. And bring that forward. Come back. And I'm going to take the other feather just exactly like this. Same size. You want to make sure they're the same size. And since I broke that one off, I'm going to go ahead and snip off that hackle. Save those. Of course, you save some of this stuff that's like marabou. It's supposed to be really good. And I'm going to take pinch a little bit of that off so I can get to the stem of that. Not very much. Okay. Then on the opposite side, I'm holding that down again, doing the same thing, keeping it safe, keeping it the same way. Get your bucktail going back a bit. Now, get that going. This is supposed to be a, what was that, a yellow something or other? Yeah, I think so. But anyway, finish this out. Finish that out. Take it back, going back. Yeah, I got plenty of line here. I'm just amazed at how much. Well, I have not learned how to use a whip finish tool, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to learn how to use one of those pretty soon, because I think the way those guys who use those whip finish tools it's just amazing how good it looks afterwards on the whip finish tool. So about 4 half hitches right there. Take the scissor, cut the scissor, and we are done with this. But before you put any kind of glue on the head, you want to look it over. Make sure you have how it looks, what it's going to do. Is it supposed to swim like this? Just like that. With the bucktail sprayed out and everything like that. I may actually kind of trim some of that a little bit, but in the original video that I saw from Kelly Galloup, he did not trim any of that off. He just let it go because it'll swim, with the hook just like that. And he says this fly is so light that you won't even notice that it's on, that you're throwing something. And I need to put this back in my vise and put some head cement on it. I don't have any real so-called head cement, so I am bare bones here. I can rotate that slightly, but what I do have is super glue. Some of you may not like using super glue, but that's what I have available. In the Marine Corps, we learn to improvise, adapt, and overcome, and that's exactly what the situation here. White bucktail or chartreuse, or choose whatever color you like, and you use a little bit of marabou. I did not use marabou. I used some other type of feathers. Peacock. It's not peacock, but peahen. No. What did I say earlier? I forgot. Well, here's a drop of that on the threads. Let go, drip down. Keep it out of the eye. And that was one of my problems some time ago. But here's the solution. You take a piece of the pickup and just poke it right through the eye. If you can get it to do that, all the fibers will soak up the glue. I'm going to take that, snip that off, and this will be my glue. Soak her up. There. Yeah, I did have some glue on that zip. Yep. There it is. And again, magnifying glass with the light, showing the what this streamer fly is a supposed to be some kind of yellow thing. We're using yellow bucktail.